Welcome to Morvay Minute, episode 5.6. It's presented by Rich Green Lawns, professional lawn and shrub care, and the preferred fertilization partner of the Lakewood Blue Claws. Visit richgreenlawns.com or call 732-370-5963. Our guest today, as always, is Mike Morvay. He's the head groundskeeper here at First Energy Park and for the Blue Claws. Michael, how are you?
Doing well, Gregory. How are you doing?
Well, great. It's hard to believe we're recording this on the 27th, and we are only a few days away from what would have been the final home game of 2020, which would have been Labor Day, September the 7th. Obviously, there have been some high school games from the Last Dance tournament, a few USABL games. There's some going on right now, but a much lighter docket in 2020, unfortunately, due to everything that has gone on. How's your field doing?
The field's held up very well, even going through the two hot stretches in July, beginning of August when it was extremely hot, and then this week right now it's a little beat up around home plate and a couple spots on the infield. It's not like a disease or anything like that. It's just the grass, where it's always compacted so much from batting practice, fungos, and all that. Reseeding it, always going through the process. It didn't survive through the heat stress. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and aerate here within the next week or so. I'm going to be aerating September 6th, and then finishing on Labor Day, September 7th, and then top dressing on September 8th.
So what is the purpose of – well, let's start there. What's the purpose of aerating?
So the purpose of the aerification is to allow nutrients. So what happens is you poke a hole, you pull a core out 3 or 4 inches deep, and what that core does, it pulls soil out, pulls some thatch out. A lot of the aerification is going to reduce compact soils. It's also going to help water move through the holes, oxygen move down to the roots, and it also builds a stronger and vigorous root system and a more vigorous lawn. The main reason is to get, with the kids running around on your home lawn and your dogs and your cats and you name it, your neighbors' kids running around, and that's all causing compaction. So we aerate sometimes 3 times a year. We'll aerate in March, April, and May, depending on our schedule, and then always in September. And in September, what we do is we'll do our overseeding after that. So like I said, we'll overseed, but go through the whole aerification process on the field is we're going to flag all the sprinkler heads, all the snap valves first. That's first and foremost. The first thing is we're going to go down to the Iron Pigs, visit our friends at the Iron Pigs, and pick up our aerator. That's the first thing. That's good. We share our aerator with the Iron Pig. So we're going to go down there tomorrow, pick up the aerator, and drive it back. So that's about a 5-hour trip. We'll get the aerator back. We'll get it all settled. We'll get it ready. We'll put the coring tines on it because there's different types of tines. There's a coring tine which pulls the core, or a solid tine, which I would do in like June or July. But this year we didn't really have to because obviously we didn't have any play. And that just pokes a hole right out. It doesn't really disturb anything. But with the core, it pulls the core 3 to 4 inches. What comes out is the grass, thatch layer, and then some soil. So what we do is we'll break up all the soil, which is the sand-based field. So we'll drag all that, and it goes back into the holes. And then we'll use our sweeper, and we'll sweep all the thatch balls out. So in theory, we're removing some thatch. Some people on their home lawns dethatch. This is similar to that, but it's not as aggressive to that. It's just pulling a little thing out. Dethatching is really pulling out thatch, and when you're done, you got to hand rake it, blow it, all that. Aerification, we're just pulling a core. This year I could actually leave the cores because we don't really have much, play going on. But I am also going to top dress with a sand that matches our sand-based that matches our profile. So why top dress is because it's going to help the drainage. It's going to also dilute the thatch because thatch is going to make the yard soft. It's going to also hold water. But we want a firm, fast playing surface for the baseball. Hopefully in 2021 we'll be playing baseball on the field again, with the field also being 10 years. Next year we'll be going into its 11th season. The thatch layer is there.
10th season. This doesn't count.
No, but it'll be,
I mean, it's a year older. It's a year older.
It actually would be 12 because you think about it, it's been growing 6 months before we got it because we sodded the field, but not playing on it. I'm just saying it's, so it would be it's 11th season.
That went on in November of 2010.
Yes.
And it was born in, May of 2010.
Yeah. So like I said, this is a big time for a lot of people on their home lawns. I know a lot of people are starting to ring my phone and questioning, well, my grass died, this died.
People call you when their grass dies?
Absolutely.
Is that a thing? Oh, okay.
Not nonstop. Which I don't care because obviously I went to school for it. So, I can help as much as long as you want to listen. I'll help you as much as if you want to listen, I'll help. If you don't want to listen, then I'm not going to help you. If people want to ask you what your yard looks like at home, I can tell you right now, I don't have a yard. My parents have a yard, and I'll be the first one to tell you, it's not looking good. I lost parts of it this year, and I think I had a bad seed crop this year when I reseeded. I think I had a bad seed crop.
Is that okay to blame the seed crop?
Absolutely.
Like, is that fair?
It could be me too, but when you think about it, I also use the same seed crop at other people's yards, and it also died. So I think
I saw one of those the other day. Yeah.
No, that yard was sodded. That yard was sodded. That was not a seed crop. That was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, that was a sod. But so it happens to the best of us. We lose some grass and we just regrow it. That's the best part of my job is I can be wrong like the weather people, and I can kill grass, and we're going to reestablish it.
Are you comparing yourself to the weather people in terms of accuracy?
Well, I mean, they're never accurate, are they?
No.
So if I kill a section of lawn and I get out, get some soil, reseed it, and 100% accuracy if it comes back.
As long as you don't kill left field.
No. I mean, the field, like I said, the field's fine. The field came through a lot. It's sad that we don't have that much play on it.
Sure.
I've been lost a little bit this summer because there's not really much going on. I mean, we've been busy with events and that kind of stuff, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Being in baseball 15 years this is my 15th season here. I do miss the atmosphere. I miss the coaches. I miss the players. So this year was like a little wake up, like what life could be without baseball. For me, if I step down, but it's sad. The last time I had a real baseball game was when I went and saw them in March, and then next week we have nothing.
Yeah, the last game I saw was we went to Trenton to watch Reading play Trenton in the Eastern League playoffs last year, and by the time we sat down, they were down about 7-0.
Yes.
I haven't seen a game in person. Since then. What is your tip of the month?
So my tip of the month is obviously get your aerification done and get your overseeding done. But a lot of people that I speak to say that they have this wonderful, wonderful grass that keeps growing and growing and growing. I mow my lawn, and the grass comes back. That is called the nutsedge. And it resembles a grass, but it's a lighter green color. It goes fast. It grows by a nutlet underground, which is its rhizome structure, and it spreads out. The leaves just keep going. You have to spray it with nutsedge killer. Home Depot has nutsedge killer. Lowe's, Rich Green Lawns has nutsedge killer. You know, people say, does it come in with the seed? No, it can come in with your grass seed as well, but a lot of it's just coming in from under the ground. The nutlet grows 8 to 14 inches below the surface, so it's a very, very stubborn plant to get rid of. Hopefully, they come out with something that's a preventative, and just like crabgrass, put a preventive down, and you don't have to really worry about nutsedge. We're very lucky that we don't have it on the field. But that's the biggest thing people are asking about. That don't worry, the crabgrass is going to start dying. If you have any crabgrass is going to start dying here with the cooler temperatures in a week or so. But the big thing is, if you're going to start your aerification progress or renovation of your home lawn or your stadium lawn or everything, I already started the renovation progress here. The left field berm, lost a little bit of that. Went out, put some soil, put some seed, water it twice a day. If you have the ability of an underground sprinkler system, if not, if you have the hose system, try to water it twice a day. You want to keep the seed as moist as possible or damp so it does grow. And if you're going to use any selection of grass seed, you're going to go to the big box store. Just make sure that it says tall fescue on it, / a ryegrass blend / a bluegrass. But if you're going to also just buy a straight seed, buy tall fescue, and just make sure you guys check your bags for anything that says annual ryegrass. If it has annual ryegrass, what that's going to do is it's going to come up in 3 to 4 days, but it's also going to die in 3 to 4 days. So they put that in as a filler. So just make sure you stay away from that. And that's the big thing is you're going to seed it with tall fescue, aerate. You got until October 15th to seed, and then you get into the leaves and all that stuff.
If somebody wanted to put a putting green in their backyard, could you do that?
Absolutely. It's going to be a very high maintenance, but we can do that. Probably when I get my house one day, I'll have a putting green or some kind of green in my backyard.
There you go.
Something small, but it's always
fun.
It's fun.
Well, I would do a fake one.
I would do a real one.
And you got to maintain it. You got to mow it every day.
Absolutely. I work. I mean, a lot of people don't know, but I worked at Walt Disney World Golf Course. I worked at Glenwood Country Club. Honestly, I miss working on the golf course because that's a different 18. That's a different type of 18 different greens. What I mean by that, it's different locations. Everybody says, well, it's the same grass. No, you have trees around this green. This green's open, so it's a different environment on 18 different holes. And that was the challenging part of this. I got 2 different environments. I got a front environment and I got a field environment. Field environment's the same. The only big challenge is the weather. But I would love to put a putting green in my backyard and mow it. And I don't know. That would be a dream one day.
He is the Carl Spackler of baseball. Look it up, Caddyshack. And we're thrilled, of course, to have him. Mike Morvay, thank you so much for a few minutes, and we'll talk again. I guess we'll wrap it up. The one more Morvay Minute in September.
Thank you, Gregory.
Morvay Minute 5.6, presented by Rich Green Lawns, the preferred fertilization partner of the Blue Claw, 732-370-5963. Their website is richgreenlawns.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day.